Hi, boys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about types of agencies in OFM, which one I think is the best, and you can decide what is the best option for you. So yeah, obviously all of these options are good, can make you good money, but there's obviously some that, in my opinion, just work better and will give you more profit, right? Like obviously at the end of the day, all that matters is profit. Doesn't matter what your inflow dashboard says. So many people out there that flex 100k a month, but they profit 5k or 10k a month. Um, all that matters is profit. So yeah. Anyway, first of all is salary creators only. So this is basically where you're working with most of the time it will be third world countries like basically South America, like Colombia, Argentina. Like those type of countries. Obviously, sometimes like you can still get salary models from the UK, from US, from any other country, but the salary will either cost you more, and a lot of the time you just won't be able to get a model like on salary for a long term, um, from like a country like that. It usually is like South America, but first of all, it's high profits as you don't pay a percentage; it's a set salary. So whether you make 1k a month or 50k a month, obviously it'll be good to pay in bonuses, right? Like if you're paying them, let's say a 1k monthly salary. If you've had a good month and she worked hard, obviously it's good to pay them salaries. Otherwise, they may lose motivation. But other than bonuses, like the salary is set. No matter how much you're making, you're paying them the same. So obviously the profit margin for you is going to be a lot higher. If you're making 50k a month, but you're giving 50% away, right? Next thing is higher chances of lazier slash busier models, as salary is most of the time South American models, which tend to be either lazy or busy because they have to work other jobs. So this is a pretty big issue. Like, obviously, it's completely understandable, but most like salary careers like from South America, they do usually have other jobs, obviously to afford, just to live. Um, Even if your salary is good, they still want to work another job to be able to have like some good money to their name. Obviously, like the salary you pay them is going to be good in their country, but a lot of them will still work, um, which will usually mean that they don't have much hours to put into making content. But obviously, there's certain marketing strategies that don't really require a lot of content, so it's not really like a massive issue. Obviously, something like IG Reels, I wouldn't really recommend if they are more of like the busy or lazier type. Um, but yeah, last thing is lower conversions a lot of time. So what I mean by this is obviously different models, like different looks, different races, all of that have different conversions to subscribers, to how much they pay. Obviously, you can have a good niche that will be high quality, but a lot of the time, like it's just a fact, like white UK or US girls are most of the time the highest converting option. Which obviously, unless you get like a very pale looking South American model, you know, it's pretty obvious that they're not from the UK or US. And obviously for that reason, that's why the lower conversion. So yeah. Now the next thing is percentage creators only. So this is obviously where you work with percentage models. You split it 50-50, or maybe you take 60%. Whatever percentage you take, it's split with percentage. And obviously with this, more of the time, it will be countries like UK and US, Australia, Canada, whatever, not South America. Obviously, you can get South American models on percentage as well, but a lot of the time it will be like UK and US, stuff like that. So yeah, first of all, obviously lower profits. Like I was saying, if you make 50k a month here, if you split 50-50, you're making 25k, and then you have to pay your team, blah blah. So 50k a month isn't actually, like, it sounds like a lot, but it's actually not that much like for you to take home after all the costs. Um, like if you're spending 50-50. Obviously, I'm not saying it's nothing. Like obviously, 15k or 20k a month is obviously very good amount of money, but it's not as much as it seems when you say 50k a month. Next thing is can be mixed of either lazy or busier models, but can get some hard workers models too. Obviously both options can be mixed, but this one's more mixed. Like some percentage models are hardworking because they see the money go up. All agents in general, they know that the possibility of what this can do, so they're hardworking. But then there's also the other ones where either they're just more busy because they're not making money yet, which is obviously understandable. They have to have a job, or whatever. There's also some that are just lazy, right? Like, there's some that either are literally just lazy completely, like whether you're making 1K a month or 50K a month, they're just lazy completely. But there's also some models which I think I personally don't really recommend working with these type of models. Like they're sort of bringing negative um, personality to you. Like if they're lazy because you're not making the money yet, I think that's a pretty bad sign for a model. Like if they're only willing to work hard because of the money. Obviously, it's understandable. Like, if something isn't making the money, why would you want to work hard for it? But at the same time, you know that is what the creator needs to do at the end of the day to make money on OF, right? So if they're not willing to make content and they're lazy just because you're not making the money yet, then I would personally not work with them or like that. But yeah, next thing is depending on the looks, they can be high converting. So obviously, like I was saying, if you have like a UK white girl, obviously like girls that you like you look younger usually convert better. Like blonde stuff like that can convert a bit better in my opinion. Like models of that, which obviously you usually won't get with a salary girl. These will convert better. So yeah. Now next thing, or next agency type is basically low amount of models only. So like 1 to 3 models only. Like around is just a range. Um, Agency isn't focused on signing as many models, but focused on scaling the ones you have to higher numbers. This can be seen as riskier as you have less models. If these models leave you for whatever reason, your monthly revenue can be impacted a lot. So yeah, this option, in my opinion, is not bad if you know them IRL, right? So like for example, like one good example would be I forgot his name. It's like Cole and Owen. Owen, I forgot his second name. You guys might have seen him on Instagram or something. The guys that manage Camilla and Julia, yeah, Julia. They have like only 4 models or 3 models, I think, and obviously they make millions, right? They know them IRL. Obviously, that's a very big example. Like they're literally managing the top models, but in my opinion, if you're gonna have a low amount of models, it is quite important to know them IRL, or at least have like a good friendship or relationship with them. Otherwise, if you're just signing random models they don't really know, that you don't talk to a lot, you don't have a good friendship with them, um, and you're just hoping that they don't leave you ever. It's not very smart. Like even in like I've literally had models that I scaled from completely zero to like 50K plus a month, and they still leave. Like no matter how much you make a model money, she can still just decide. You know what? I don't like him anymore. This agency looks better. Let me go to them instead. Especially like American models when they live in a place like Miami, LA, stuff like that. Because these type of places are very easy to convince. These models to just listen to other people and just join different agencies or join different girls, whatever they're doing, right? Um, so yeah, it's quite important to know them IRL, in my opinion, especially just because in general marketing is a lot better with IRL models, like a lot easier to scale. Um, so if you have IRL models and it's a low amount, then you're a bit more safe, I'd say, and you probably end up making even more money. Um, so yeah. Now, next one is 5+ models. Basically, just signing a lot of models, like a big agency with tons of models. I say 5+. This could be 100, right? Um, Agency focus on signing tons of models and still trying to scale them, but not to as high numbers. If all these models are making around the same amount and one leaves you, it won't affect you as much. So yeah, I think this is probably a better option. Like, I'm sort of in the middle. I have 11 models, which is not like a crazy amount, but obviously to some people 11 is crazy. But like to me, it's like it's a lot to handle, but it's not too crazy. Like, there's some people that have like 50 plus. But anyway, yeah. Obviously, the thing with this that I think is a lot better is you can sign models, you can work with them, scale them up, and then just outsource it to your team. Obviously, keep trying to scale it, but not put out like not you're not putting effort, but it's sort of like once you get into like let's say 10K or 20K a month, you sort of set there. They're happy, you're happy. You don't have to do much work, and then you can just move on and just sign more models, right? And if they do leave, if they're not happy with 20K a month, for example, or however much you're making them, that won't affect you as much. Obviously, yeah, losing 20K, like 10K a month profit is unfortunate, but it won't affect you as much as if you have like only one, two, or three models, right? If you have 10 models all making 20K and one leaves, it's not as bad as if you have three models making, let's say, 50K a month and then one leaves. Um, but yeah. Now, last option is just a straight up chatting agency. Um, Agency that doesn't take care of marketing, just chatting, taking a lower percentage, like 15 to 25%. So, yeah, chatting agency I think is or can be a good option for those that either just never, I guess, like if you're better with sales, like if you've always done sales in your life, like maybe different businesses and sales, whatever. Um, or even on the side, right? Like I know a lot of people that have their agency and then have a chatting agency on the side. I think it is good to have a chatting agency on the side, like to offer to models, um, as in for extra sort of profit, right? Like there's obviously some models out there that don't want marketing to be taken care of, or they don't want to have 50% taken away from them. Like there's a very big amount of models that are only willing to give like 15 to 25% away, right? So if you say to them, like, look, you keep doing the marketing, you're already making 10K a month. Just give us 20% and we'll handle the challenge for you. A lot of models will be down to do that. Especially if you can up their revenue straight away. A lot of us will be down to do that. And I think, it's one of those things that it is completely outsourced unless you don't want to chat yourself, which I would not recommend to do. But if you just hire a good team to handle it for you, then you're just making money, by doing nothing, right? Even if it's only an extra 10K a month or 5K a month, you're making money by doing literally nothing. So it is pretty good. But yeah, that's it for the video. Hopefully you guys learned something from this and decide what agency is the best for you. In my opinion, the best option is having like quite a decent amount of models, mainly focused on salary but mixed. Like we have like um 8 salary creators and then the rest are percentage. Um, but yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you guys check the description, join my Telegram. You can DM me on Telegram as well if you guys want any questions. And yeah, see you guys later.